What do you say to your group after a game like that?
It's one problem, you never plan for that speech, so you really don't know what to say because you've never thought about it. The only thing you can always say, I guess, is how proud you are of the group. We had an incredible second half. Like, I don't know what our numbers were. Like, it was like 46-5 and 2 or something. Like, it was ridiculous. They cared. They tried. Coming in, we only had one problem. That's London's a really good hockey team. Like, they're just a good hockey team. Like, it was, it wasn't that we didn't want it. It wasn't that we didn't try. They're just a good team. And, I thought we played better tonight than the game we won. We hit a couple posts in the first period. But they're just a good hockey team.
You've talked about lessons learned from losing. What can the players take away from this, both as players and as people?
Oh, that's so hard. I think that you do learn way more from losses, I think, than wins. But I think it takes a while to reflect on it. I just think that, in the end, that if you're going to win, you got to be honest and look at things. And every guy has to look and go, could I have contributed more? What could I have done to be a little better here or there? And that's up to them to look. I'm satisfied with every guy. I'm not going to analyze them or look at them, but I think they need to. And I think they also have to feel really good about what they put into the year and realize if they work that hard, good things happen. And they're a really good brotherhood. They took care of each other. So I was proud of the group. I was really, really proud of this group.
Willie, is this the type of team that in a series would be hard to beat, but in a tournament like this, just one game makes a difference?
London's just a good team, honestly. You could play them in a series. They're going to be tough in a series, too. They're just a good hockey team. So, yeah, we got a good team. The series would have been 1-1. That's tough, though, because, our one win didn't mean much compared to this one. So, it would be tough. We played hard. That's what we did.
Willie, at the end of this day, obviously bitter right now. They are still WHL champions. What stands out to you about what this group's been able to achieve, for one another throughout what was an incredibly tumultuous season?
It stands out the brotherhood. Oasis Weisblad stands out about how much he cared about his teammates. It stands out when we won how the guys went and cheered with the guys that weren't playing. It stands out that how excited the guys were for Mennigan to get a shutout in the first game against Swift Current, how they rallied behind him. Mennigan stands out for how hard he battled for everything he'd been through to stay with our group and to play. We had a lot of challenges, but the boys were together and they played for each other, and they got to be proud of what they did. The guys were banged up. Everybody asked about our days off. Well, our days off is just so we could get healthy to play. Guys were just banged up, and we needed them to get healthy.
What kind of future can you see in maybe Easton Cowan tournament?
He's a great player. He creates tons, he's dangerous. Every time he gets a puck, he's dangerous. He's a hard guy to stop. And, the one game we controlled him a little bit. He still had great chances in that game, too. But, he's a guy that just creates so much. He'll find it at another level as well.
In the first two games of the WHL Championship, we saw it was more than a dozen alumni from those 04-07 teams. Do you think, a decade or so down the road, this is the type of group that would get back together for something like that?
Yeah, I think it is. I do think they care about each other. I think it's something that they're proud of. We are really proud of our city. We're proud of the Mazers have done a great job with the franchise, and we're really happy to be able to represent them. And saying that too, I talk about the Poppies on a day like today, and it's really important. Why the trophy was named and how people gave things up for us. So that was an honor to get to play in this tournament. It really, really was, and it's a great tournament, and all the teams here were great. Every team was great. You got to give Rimouski lots of credit. They played hard, and it was a great city. They treated us great, and it was a good tournament.
You talked about Gavin not coming into this 100%. What can you say about the way he battled?
He was great tonight. Played a great game tonight. Played both ways. Worked hard. The one thing he has is he loves to win. He really, really does. I I was proud of him tonight. Like he put a lot into that game, and you know, it didn't get negative. Stayed hard with his teammates, battled all the way, and that's what you want from a guy that's leading you.
Anything you can share about this?
No, he was just. We were just banged up. It wasn't anything major. You know, a couple guys we didn't get back into our lineup. Maybe we need a little bit more time, but you know, it was still great to have him.
Is this the easiest form of motivation for you guys now, really heading into a summer, coming off a championship, you know, trying to look to do what London did here in this 2-year span?
Oh, I don't know. That's too early to think about that. I think it's just, you know, do you want to win it next year? Yeah, every team's going to want to win it next year. They just will. So we'll be one of those teams that want to win it next year. But it's a long road to get here. So, you know, we're got a lot of work to do ahead of us.
Gavin and Tanner as well. Both of them made the tournament All-Star team.
Yeah, they deserve to. Like they're great players. They're world junior players. Both players played better in big games. Like they're just such. You know, Molendyke came in with us and fit right in, and you know he's great. He takes care of the young guys. You know, just such a classy guy. So, you know, both guys are, you know, not only just great players, they're good humans, and they care about their teammates. So it's good to see them get that award.
We asked kind of about Oasis and Harrison. Also want to ask about Matthew Ward. You know, just the group of 20s. 2 of them get brought in. You know, one in the offseason and Ward, Menigan early in the year. Just, you know, what have they meant, you know, for leadership and for the character of that room?
Yeah, Ward's a really a glue guy. Like he comes in, he makes it fun, competes every night, loves to it. Got a big game, you know, against Moncton or against London. Second goal was a huge goal for us in that game, so it was good. He did lots of good things, and you know, he's a great player. You'd love to have him on any team. Like he's one of those guys that makes your teams better.
What do you want your team to take away from the season, Willie? Whether it's July and the reflecting, but just to look back on this year.
I want them to take away that how great it was to have good teammates like that. How much fun it was to play with people that cared. How much fun it was to come in and work out, try to get better every day. You know, and hopefully them to see that the hard work pays off, and you know, it was close, and you know, given another year, we can find a way.
Willie, this group has a flight home together tonight. What do you want them to take away for this final trip back to Medicine Hat as a Brotherhood, as a team?
They just got to realize how great every guy was. Like, one game doesn't define you; a season defines you way more in a game, and they just got to recognize each other and appreciate each other's contributions, what everybody did, and you know, be proud of the group.